Welcome to another episode of the ChapterTwo experience.
Today, we're diving deep into one of the most requested topics from our Community Canada and its immigration programs.
Okay, Canada, it comes up so often. Let's maybe unpack why it's such a magnet. Why is it so preferred?
Absolutely. Well, the sources really paint a clear picture. You've got that high quality of life people talk about.
Definitely a big one.
And a strong, stable economy, which is crucial. Plus, excellent health care, world-class education.
Things families really look for.
Exactly. And beyond that, there's the reputation for safety, a stable political system. It is a G7 member, after all.
Right.
And importantly for newcomers, that welcoming attitude Canada is known for.
And for people looking to make the move, Canada offers, pretty clear routes to permanent residency and eventually citizenship, right? Through different programs.
That's the key point. There are established pathways, especially for investment and entrepreneurship.
Which is exactly where we at ChapterTwo come in. We support multiple rights, helping you figure out which Canadian path fits your specific situation and goals. So let's talk about one of the really dynamic ones, the Startup Visa Program, SUVP. What's the story there?
Okay, the SUVP. It's specifically designed, really, to bring in entrepreneurs, people with innovative business ideas.
So not just any business idea, needs to be something new.
Generally, yes, innovative. And it offers a direct pathway to permanent residency in Canada for the entrepreneurs themselves.
And their team, I heard.
Yes, that's a huge point. What makes the SUVP quite unique, and it's highlighted in our resources, is it's the only Canadian business immigration stream that gives permanent residence to all the core members of the startup venture.
Oh, wow.
And their families, too, right from the get-go in the application. So if you're building a company with co-founders, this is a massive advantage.
That is a big deal.
Yeah.
So eligibility, what does someone actually need to qualify?
Right. So number one, you need that innovative business concept we mentioned.
The idea itself.
And critically, it needs support from a designated organization in Canada.
Designated. What does that mean?
These are specific groups approved by the Canadian government, think business incubators, angel investor networks, venture capital funds.
Okay.
Getting a formal letter of support from one of them is non-negotiable. It's mandatory. It basically shows your idea has traction, has potential.
Got it. A vote of confidence. What else?
Language proficiency. You need to demonstrate English or French skills.
How good.
Minimum CLB 5. That's Canadian Language Benchmark Level 5.
Which is roughly intermediate.
Yeah, it's sort of intermediate level. And you also need sufficient settlement funds.
Ah, show me the money part.
Well, as proof you can support yourself and your family when you first arrive in Canada. IRCC sets the amounts.
Standard procedure for many programs, right?
Pretty standard. You also need what's called a qualifying business meeting, specific criteria on ownership and how it's set up. And finally, minimum high school education and relevant experience are also part of the checklist.
Okay, quite a few pieces to line up. And processing time, how long does this usually take?
It can vary, naturally, but the sources suggest a typical range for the PR application itself is somewhere between 12 and 36 months.
1 to 3 years, roughly. And family, you mentioned they're included.
Absolutely. Your spouse and dependent children under 22 years old, they go on the application with you for permanent residency.
Great. Now, financially, you hear different things. Is there a huge investment needed, like some other programs?
That's an interesting point about SUVP. The government itself doesn't actually set a minimum investment amount for the visa.
Oh, okay.
But, and this is important, it doesn't mean there are no costs. You definitely have expenses.
Like what?
Primarily, getting that support from the designated organization. Incubator fees, support fees, these can vary quite a bit depending on the partner.
Right, they provide services.
Exactly. Then you have the usual legal and government processing fees. And of course, you still need to demonstrate those settlement funds we talked about.
So, no giant government check to write, but real business and process costs involved.
Precisely. It's about funding the startup journey and the immigration process itself.
Okay, that clarifies the SUVP. Now, what if someone isn't really the hands-on startup type? Are there other routes we handle?
Yes, absolutely. The sources also cover another significant program we work with, which is quite different. The Quebec Immigrant Investor Program, or QIIP.
QIIP sounds different already.
It is. Fundamentally, this is a passive investment program. It's geared towards high net worth individuals.
Passive, meaning you're not building a company day to day.
Correct. Instead of launching a startup, the QIIP grants permanent residency based on making a substantial investment.
How substantial?
It's CAD, $1.2 million. You invest this amount in a government-approved fund, and it's locked in for 5 years.
Okay, 1.2 million for 5 years. That's a clear number. So who qualifies for this?
Well, given the investment, it targets high net worth individuals.
Right.
You need a legally obtained net worth of at least CAD $2 million.
2 million net worth minimum.
Yes. And you also need at least 2 years of management experience within the last 5 years.
So some business background is still needed.
Management experience, yes. And a key point. Because it's the Quebec program, you must have the genuine intention to settle in the province of Quebec.
Ah, okay. Specific to Quebec. And the processing time for QIP, faster, slower?
Typically slower than SUVP. The sources for 2025 estimate around 36 to 48 months, so 3 to 4 years.
Right. And family inclusion, similar to SUVP.
Yes, same idea. Your spouse and dependent children can be included in the application.
Good to know. And the financial side, beyond the big investment.
The core is definitely that CAD $1.2 million investment held for the 5 years. There are also applicable government application fees on top of that.
Okay, so 2 very different models there. SUVP, the active startup route, and QIP, the passive investor route for Quebec.
Exactly. If we put them side by side, the main difference boils down to involvement and profile. SUVP is for the hands-on entrepreneur, innovative idea, needs that designated body support, leads to PR for the team and family, anywhere in Canada potentially.
Whereas QIP is?
QIP is for the established high net worth person with management experience, making a significant passive investment, specifically intending to live in Quebec.
It really shows there's no single best way, does it? It's about what fits you.
Absolutely. It depends entirely on your financial situation, your appetite for entrepreneurship versus passive investment, your background, and crucially, where you see yourself settling in Canada.
And that's really where we, at Chapter 2, try to add value. We work closely with our clients to explore these options.
Helping you understand the nuances.
Right. We look at your unique profile, finances, goals. Are you aiming to build something new or leverage existing wealth? And your settlement plans to figure out which Canadian program truly aligns with your aspirations.
Finding that right fit is key to making the whole process and ultimately your move to Canada a success.
Thanks for tuning in to this episode of the Chapter 2 Experience.
If Canada is on your radar, visit us at www.chapter2.ae to explore your options.
Got questions? Leave them in the comments. We'd love to help.
And don't forget to join us next time for more expert insights.